Hey, what's up, guys? Coming at you with a book review. So on this channel, I'm working on the archetypes of the king, warrior, magician, lover. Well, I got another book for you. This one right here. It's called King, The King Within by Robert Moore. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It goes into the male psyche, different things about the male psychology that you need to know about in order to be a more well-rounded man, to really embody the king within you. So the most powerful thing that you can do to develop the king within you is have order and discipline in your life. That's the main thing. The main thing is having order and discipline. Order, I mean, having your house in order, having your, your finances in order, you're having your everything in order, just having order in your life. And discipline. Discipline equals freedom, Jocko Willink. Right, so that's the most powerful thing that you can do. The king archetype has some other things that, 8 characteristics that I went about. Go on my YouTube channel and look at King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. And that one, I talk about the king archetypes according to the artofmanliness.com. But I'm just going to read some stuff in here. I'm just randomly going to choose something, so you guys can get a full of the book. Sorry. People text me while I'm doing my videos. Let's see. It goes into the history of different kingdoms. And I want to read, since I'm Christian, I want to read the Hebrew Israel one, which I think is very profound. Let's see. Sorry. Israel. Okay. So it says the Hebrews originated, some biblical scholars believe, from a loose confederations of tribes who worked as merchants and mercenaries in the land between Egypt and Mesopotamia. They assimilated elements of Egyptian culture when the Jacob clan sojourned in their land, and in other subsequent wanderings through Egyptian Palestine. However, they seem to have had a stronger affinity for Mesopotamian culture than Egyptian. Indeed, the legendary founder Abraham was said to have come from a second millennia Babylonian kingdom. Once the famous 12 tribes coalesced and occupied parts of Palestine, they felt the need for a king. Each tribe had been ruled over by a petty chief or judge, but military necessity impelled the election of a primary king. From the beginning, it was clear that a Hebrew king was a mortal man destined to remain in office only so long as the high God Yahweh and his spokesman, the prophets, remained pleased with him. Hebrew kings resembled their Mesopotamian counterparts. They were the acknowledged servants of the high God and the chief intermediaries between God and the people, where Hebrew king possessed power to influence the earth's fecundity, that's a new word, and his people's welfare. It came largely from enforcement of and adherence to the laws of Yahweh. Yahweh responded to moral rectitude and personal pity, not ceremony, magic, or attempts mystical identifications with him. So that's just a taste. I mean, it's a very powerful book, and as a Christian, these are things that we need to develop. These are archetypes that we need to develop, not so much, because some Christians are going to disagree with the things that I say and things that I read because it's new age. But you have to learn about male psychology. You do. You have to learn how you can be better as a man and how you can think. Because all these different things, they're just theory. Psychology is just theory. It's a theory. There, you can't prove psychology, just like you can't prove a lot of different things, right? But it's still a field that has been tested, peer-reviewed, all those different things. So in essence, it's not just a theory. Most of the time it can be fact if it's peer-reviewed and it shows that, cognitively that you're doing better. Carl Jung was I said his name wrong, but he was a psychologist back in the between the 18 and 1900s, and he was good friends with Sigmund Freud. And he had this thing about the conscious and unconscious, that the unconscious thoughts that you think come up in your everyday life. There's like an unconscious thought process. So I probably have to do more research on that, so don't quote me on it. But the king within, just develop that king, right? You know, if you're, there was a video and he was talking about warrior and lover and magician, all different types and how they related to your psyche. And it was very powerful. I may put a link in my description, but that's all that I have. Read The King Within by Robert Moore, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Done.